exciting for me to get to welcome a longtime friend of mine, one of my first friends when I moved to Clallam County. I've got Garrett Smithson, but now from Caliber Home Loans. What's up, Garrett?
Hey, James. Thanks for having me, man. This is a true honor. I'm a huge fan of Clallam Corner and all the marketing you do in the community. So thanks for the invite. I'm thrilled to be on here with you.
Well, I hope I can expose all the embarrassing blackmail tips that I've got about you. So we'll have some good fun. And many of you guys will know and recognize Garrett. He had been affiliated with Seven Cedars and the golf course for how many years?
With the casino for 20, at the golf course for 15.
So the head pro down there, and has made a lot of people smile and happy, but has recently transitioned to mortgages, which is what we're going to be talking about today. But first, new for 2021, I've been doing some get to know you right off the bat, because not everyone, probably only your mom's going to watch it all the way to the end. So let's get to know Garrett. I have a couple of questions I want to get. First, right off the bat, you and Beth, you're trying to kill some time. It's 9 o'clock and you're turning on Netflix or Hulu or YouTube. What are you guys watching right now?
Right now, a show called Good Girls. That's so funny you asked that. We're almost done with it, but Netflix show Good Girls. It's just this crazy three kind of moms, and they go around and do all this crazy stuff. But good show. We're on it right now. We really like it.
Good Girls. Okay. Is it? I'm guessing not kid friendly. It's probably.
Yeah, I would keep the kids out of the room on that one. Like you said, 9 and after.
Okay. Not safe for work, not safe for children. I get that. How about an ideal vacation? I know you like to work like a dog. You love taking care of your people and your fam, but you've got 10 days, budget's no items. So it's fully paid for. Where are you going for 10 days?
Okay, so here it is. I've always seen this place in magazines, television ads, whatever. It's the Bali, right? So they got those cool rooms out on the water. Pretty sure that's Bali. I want to stay in one of those rooms with like the glass floor, and you walk out onto a deck and there's your room sitting out in the water. That's it right there.
Just disconnect and be in the tropics, right?
I'm sure I wouldn't disconnect, but I would be in the tropics.
Yeah, you'd be watching Good Girls from the glass bottom cabana.
That's right.
Last one, and then we'll get into some fun dorky stuff, which I like too, is we are now starting to see the Washington State reopen. And I know you and I like to get out in town. What are your top 3 go-to places in Sequim, Port Angeles that now that you can kind of get back out, where are you looking forward to grabbing a bite, grabbing a beer, grabbing something? What are your top 3?
Okay, so really close to work because I'm in the new office. I'm in town here. So Blondie's is literally 40 steps from my office, which is nice. Tap room right across the street, which I love to go to. And then, of course, the golf course, Siamese Double Eagle. I know their menu like the back of my hand. So, and plus a lot of friends and family are out there. So Siamese would be the third one.
There's something about
no particular order.
Something about the familiarity too. I mean, sometimes it's hard. We love going to most of those places. And it's like, that's one thing I will say about Sean at the Tap Room is because that menu changes all the time, you never know what you're going to get. But there are certain places, and Sarah's like, "You're ordering that again?" I'm like, I know it's perfect. It's like right down. It's your wood that you can hit right down the center of the fairway, right, Garrett?
Yeah, Sean is. I've gotten to know him a little bit, but I just love you walk in there and he hasn't seen anyone for a long time, right? Walked in the other day. Hey, Garrett, good to see you. How you doing? So really cool to go in there and be welcomed by name, especially after not seeing him for a long time. Very cool.
So let's dive in now. Thank you for sharing a little bit of personal information. Let's dive in a little bit about the transition from being in the hospitality and sports world to, about as probably steep a learning curve in difference, the finance world. What brought about the change to Caliber?
Yeah, so the team here is amazing. And you've had Amy on. I think she was one of your first guests that you did get to have on Palm Corner. Known Amy for a really long time, and she kind of came to me with the idea of if it would be something I'd be interested in. And obviously having so much time invested with the tribe and the golf course, it was a really tough decision. But there was a few factors that were really attractive to me. One was the team that I was coming to work with here. Again, the golf course, the tribe, great team, tons of years with them. But Amy, Jared Nucci, Maria Bush, just the team over here is amazing. So I got to get to know all them better before I made my decision, and it made it that much easier. So I know that Amy and Jared, Jared's a team member of mine, so him and I, obviously being the new guy and not knowing as much as they do, to have Jared kind of in my back pocket or my hip pocket. And he reassured me before I made this move that he'd be with me every step of the way. So to answer your question, I don't know if it was anything that had to do with the finance slash mortgage world itself. I still get to deal with people, which you know me well enough to know that's my game. That's my jam, is dealing with people and making their experiences better. So I figured, let's make the move, come over with a team that has the same kind of philosophy I do, working with people and bettering people's lives. So that's kind of why I made the jump.
Yeah, I will tell you, you and I are very similar in a lot of those things. And insurance, not the sexiest subject in the world. It's something that everyone needs. Lending's the same way. And it's really just about, I like helping people. I like interacting. I like educating.
Problem
Um,
solving.
and
Yeah,
it's, to me, it's all about people still do business with people. As much as technology has made life easier, at the
yeah,
end of the day, they want some accountability and connection. And I think our community, has obviously supported both of us with that, because we like to give back and that connecting with people.
absolutely.
So there's a lot going on, man. This is a crazy time for you guys to be joining into finance. I feel sorry for people getting into loans and real estate right now, because it's like the market like no one's ever seen.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of the market conditions for the layman who's out there who has had their head under a rock, that doesn't know about what's going on with finance conditions? Can you talk a little bit about what you came into?
Yeah. So first of all, I'll tell you, and I'm guessing the insurance world is similar. Um, when I was going through my schooling and my studies to come into mortgages, it was pretty, I mean, it was a lot of information, but it was kind of black and white. Like, here it is, here's how it works, and then get your license, go to work. Well, I've been licensed since January 7th, and I have seen quite a few loans or borrowers come to me with loans, and not one loan is even close to the same. And so that is one thing that's been very interesting as far as just the process of moving in. Every single loan is so different. But yeah, like everyone has heard or knows, the interest rates have done something that have never happened before. We're at an all-time low. Right now, it's kind of fluctuating up and down due to market conditions and the interest rates of. Oh, sorry, I just had sad Aaron. Interest rates kind of are controlled by the 10-year Treasury bond, and so that moves it up and down a little bit. But they're still really good. It's been really interesting for me to not only have to learn the mortgage side, but like you said earlier, get a little nerdy and look at the stock market and the bond side of things. My team member Jared Nucci, he is into it. Like, he opens it every morning and looks at it and sends me notifications. So yeah, just to see where the interest rates have gone and the record lows that we've seen over the last 12 months has been pretty amazing.
Well, I know that the volume for 2020 was, I mean, I think it was like quarter after quarter, like setting records. And because we deal with it through insurance, we'll get requests about changing and updating lenders on the homeowner's insurance. Because when you own a home, your bank wants to know about your insurance. And there's a time where we were getting like 20, 30 requests a week.
Yeah.
And, we help a lot of Sequim and Clallam County, but we're not that big of an outfit. I'm like, 20 a week? How do we have all these people that are, getting refinances? And it's just because, like you said, is the how low can you go game.
Yeah, without divulging in any numbers that will get me fired before I'm barely even hired here, it was really remarkable at the numbers, like you're saying,
Yeah.
that were coming through for sure.
Well, it's awesome time for opportunity. Something that goes along with it, though, there's obviously the opportunity for current homeowners to refinance. So if you haven't done that and you've been under a rock for the last year,
Yes.
think about it, whether you go to Garrett or anyone else. Obviously, this is a great time for current homeowners just to evaluate where they're at. But
Right.
something you and I talked about off the record, home buyers. This is kind of a weird time because rates are really low and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I want to lock in when it's really low. But you'll talk to realtors, which I'm having a realtor on next after you next week. Inventory is at an all-time low, which is causing, as an economics geek, it's causing this jump in the cost to build, the cost to buy. So you're seeing this like all-time record to borrow, but an all-time record for height. So can you talk about first-time homeowners options, 15 versus 30, kind of affordability, what you can get? Can you talk to me about that?
That. So, like you said, again, me coming in right now, it's an interesting time because yes, I've obviously connected in the community and have a quite a few people that we've pre-approved. We're getting them ready to buy their first home or a home, and they're looking really, really hard. There's just not much out there as of right now. Hopefully, as spring kind of will start to roll into what you would call listing season, right? So, hopefully that starts to improve a little bit. But what we're seeing is the 15 to 20 year, as we look at it historically, the 15-year rate to the 30-year rate's always about 0.75% apart. And it's still right in that ballpark. But with the 30, with them being so low, we'll use $500,000 home as an example. 20% down, which would be your conventional, right? So that's $400,000 loan. On a 30-year product, you're going to be with taxes and insurance around $2,000 a month. On a 15-year, same everything, 500,000, 20% down, you're at about 3 grand. So it's about $1,000 difference in what those monthly payments will be. And again, that's with principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So that all is estimated in there, but it's really amazing to know that those years right there are separated by $1,000 a month. And for the first time home buyer, as you know, James, the debt to income ratio is a huge factor when we're lending money. So to have that extra thousand to go towards your debt to income to bring that number down, big deal.
It's not only that. I mean, that's obviously, and you may not have known this. When I worked for Bank of America, I helped originate loans as well way back in the day. So in a pre-insurance lifestyle, I was all about the DTI ratio. But something that I think a lot of people are in talking with realtors today, it may also be allowing people maybe to keep the DTI down, the debt to income, but it also allowing them to keep up in the market with these ever increasing costs, because a home that even only 3-4 years ago, now any viewers out there, any trolls, I get it. Yeah, homes shouldn't cost this much. I get it. Taxes shouldn't cost this much. So I'm just going to put a preface on that.
Thank you for throwing that in there.
I get that. So go ahead and comment all you want if you're still watching 10 minutes in. But what it does allow is that with rates so low, what they originally thought my range to purchase, I need to stay under 500. Like that extra 100,000 to get to 600, which may be that market condition right now.
Right.
When the rates are sort of on low, it actually makes it not that big of an affordability jump. But when you spread it out over 360 payments, maybe to go that extra 100 grand is maybe, now they're going to crush me. I don't know. It's like 100, 200 bucks. It's not that big of an incremental difference once you're all in.
For sure. And that's one thing you and I did talk a little bit about earlier is with these houses climbing, we're 500,000 in SWIM, right? That's pretty good number on what we're seeing for a home.
I think the frame built homes now are over 500. Again, realtor friends are going to be tipping in like, it was 525. You should have read the report last week.
Right. So, the conforming loan limit that the federal government says we're not in a high cost area out here, is 548 250. So we're getting close to that, which anything over that turns into a jumbo, right? And so jumbos have just started to come back. I think Caliber, we're one of the first lenders to come back with a 10% down jumbo loan. Just got the email last week. So those are coming back, but first time home buyer, we're not looking at jumbo ever, right? We're trying to FHA, state bond, 0% down, USDA. Those are the kind of products we're looking at for them. If they have some money saved, then we can do conventional for sure. But it's an interesting time.
The last question I'll have then, to kind of focus on that first time in the purchase, because I think for existing homeowners that have, a lot of our community will be on their third or fourth home by the time they're here. So it's kind of old hat. So the education comes into first time. Can you talk about the concept of pre-approval, what that means, buying power? Because in a hot competitive market, I'm assuming that's your jam right now, is getting people pre-approved.
Yeah. So, and we're seeing a ton of them. Like I said, unfortunately, they're out chasing homes and trying to find stuff to buy, whatever's out there. But the first thing you need to do is talk to a lender. Like I said earlier, hopefully it's me or someone in caliber, but there's so many good lenders in our community. Whoever your lender is, you need to find one and go to them first, because what we see is and hear a lot of is people go online and they go type in whatever and they come up with this company that's who knows where, computer, and they're getting these rates and all this information thrown at them that is not as accurate as they think. There's the fine print, right? No one ever pays attention to that fine print. So first step, just get a hold of your lender, um, and apply. Just get all your information into your lender, get the application done, and then get pre-approved. It's really interesting right now that something we haven't touched on yet is the amount of cash buyers that we're seeing, right? So a lot of these people that we're pre-approving are going into these, try to get under contract, and kind of cash is kind of coming in over the top, which is what it is. But yeah, just get your pre-approval done through your lender, so you have that buying power to go in with whatever product you get approved for, and try to get in and get that house that you're looking for. But for the first time home buyer, yes, great question, James. See your lender as soon as you can, because they're going to take you to where you need to go to get the process moving.
And I'll just, you're hitting right my sweet spot, and I'll echo it and drive it home for me and for you, is buy local, guys. This is an easy opportunity because the products and availability, whether it's, insurance, home builders, mortgages, whatever it is that you're doing, there is a value add to having someone who is local. And if nothing else, it's peace of mind. And I always joke with my clients, even though we haven't had our office open to the doors, I said, look, I'm accountable, because if I screw it up, you can come pick it outside of my office. You can make a big stink that will affect me. So I'm accountable. When you buy from 1-800 or aimloan.com or whatever it is, they don't give a rip about you. And where do your complaints go? Where do your energies go? Like, you're on like the Better Business Bureau, Googling. I mean, the local providers that we have risen to the top for a reason, because they're accountable. If they screw you over, they're not going to be in business. So buy local, shop local, mortgages, insurance, finance, whatever it is, use someone that is there and you can hold accountable. Right, Garrett?
Absolutely. And I'm wondering who stole those letters outside your store there, brother. Maybe it was an upset customer that, I don't know. I love that sign though, by the way. Stop stealing our letters.
Quit stealing our letters. I will tell you, I think it was someone drunk that played a prank and they left their vape cigarette stick underneath the marquee over there. And so I had a really satisfying crushing foot of it before I threw it in the dumpster. I was like, hey, at least you're going to have to pay $20 to go get a new vape pen.
I love it. I love it.
Well, it's been fun, informative. Your 15 minutes are up. If anyone has any questions, I'm going to link all of Garrett's information below, but why don't you give yourself a plug? How can they find you if they want advice on purchasing, refinancing, or getting rid of their slice? How can they get a hold of you?
Oh, I like that. I am still giving a couple golf lessons on the side. So my phone number, 360-477-2718. I just threw it out to the world. It's on all the time. My email is garrett.smithson@caliberhomeloans.com. Office here isn't open yet, kind of like James alluded to with their office. We will be hopefully later this spring, summer. But yeah, just reach out, have a website as well that you can visit. It's caliberhomeloans.com/G.Smithson.
You're everywhere you need to be found. So I appreciate it. Hopefully pretty painless, right?
It was so fun. Let's do this once a quarter.
All right, my man. Well, I will talk with you later. Thanks for joining.